Hi, welcome to Making All the Plans. I'm Connie, and if we haven't met before, I'm a busy mom of 2 active kids, and both my husband and I have full-time careers. My goal is to share with you how I stay on top of all life throws at me in one planner so that you might be able to do the same. So, of course, I have some washi tape here, but the important part is that I am trying to use up some of the leftover stickers. Some of these are from Cactus Paper Company, others I've downloaded from Etsy and printed. Any of the ones that I can still find, I will link down below. And then I also have some black boxes and some quotes that I can use just to fill in spots. But let's go ahead and get started on planning this week. I have been out of town and then catching up at work. Now I am ready to catch up at home and on making all the planned stuff before I head to a soccer tournament this weekend. So this is the week of November 18th, and it is the 47th week of the year, which means we're getting really close to Christmas and the end of the year. I am glad that these are muted colors so that my functional planning really can take center stage. I'm going to go ahead and get started by decorating this first page, and I don't use the grocery list area too much, so I am just going to use that area for decorative space. As much as I have wanted to move my grocery list into my planner, it doesn't work very well because we do have a grocery list that lives on the side of the refrigerator in the kitchen, and the whole family writes the things that they need on that grocery list. So having one in my planner as well hasn't really been working the way I was hoping. So I think I will probably get rid of that. Whether or not I use it as something else or I just leave it as decorative space, I have not decided yet, but again, not something that I've been using, but I did want to try it out. I did think about grabbing other quotes because I'm not really feeling these, but I didn't really have the time today to go hunting more for different quotes or print out different quotes. So I am just going to go ahead and use what I have. This first quote says, I will not worry about things I cannot control. And I really like to make clusters when I can. So I like that there is some washi and then a decorative image and a box and a quote all clustered together. So I do like how that looks, and I will try to do that on the other pages as well. Next, I'm going to skip to the weekly pages so that I can go ahead and decorate those. I do like to use the sidebar to list out anything that I need to make sure that I do or any errands that I need to run so that I have a landing place for anything that isn't assigned to a specific day so that when I'm looking at my planner, if I think of something, I can just jot it down over on that sidebar. So I do want to leave a lot of room over there to write notes since it is my first full week back, and I will just decorate the bottom area. So I'm going to start by putting in this floral image, and then I will continue building out this cluster by adding in a box and a quote and some washi tape. And although I like having multiple images to choose from, I don't love having this many sheets of sticker paper on my desk at once. It's hard to shuffle through, but I do want to get some of these used up, so that is why I am struggling through. So this quote that I picked says, taking care of yourself is productive. And I'm just going to tuck a tiny bit of washi tape down here under the quote sticker before I move on to the other areas. This definitely was not needed, but I like to bring in a little bit of color when I can. I'm also going to use the washi tape to split the calendar from my notes or my to-do section down at the bottom. I do like to bring that color all the way across the page. So even though I normally put it at the very bottom of the page, since it is skinny washi, I thought that I would do something a little bit different and run it here to divide the two sections of this calendar page. So even with this little bit of decor and this one strip of washi tape running across the page, I think I could have stopped here. If I had either a busy week or I didn't keep my work stuff separate from my planner page, then I would just stop here so that I had plenty of room to write my notes and my schedule. Or if I didn't also do a daily page or write a daily to-do list on its own, then I would stop here and just leave the rest of the space for functional items. But since I do have other tools that I use, I think I'll keep decorating and cover up a little bit more of this area. I try not to over plan my weeks as well, so covering up a little bit of space and putting in a little bit more of the decor, it helps me not to over plan. So I'm also going to grab some boxes here. I did mention that my son has a soccer tournament this weekend. He has a game Friday, a game Saturday, and a game Sunday, which is not ideal. I would prefer having multiple games on one day just to make the travel worth it. But I do understand at this age and this level of competition why they do split it up so that there's only one game a day. But the other problem is they're all evening games, so I think we'll be running back and forth. I'm not really sure. 3 games, all in the evening, so I did go ahead and put some boxes in for that. Between travel time and the actual game time, it's at least 3 hours worth of time, so this is a good blocking off of that time. We may also do a Thursday night pre-tournament thing. I'm still trying to work out the details for that, so that may end up getting added. And then in a few minutes, you'll also see me put down another sticker for Wednesday night, and that is for the soccer banquet for his high school team. So lots of soccer this week. It's almost wrapped up for the calendar year, and then we will have a short break before indoor training starts. I will go ahead and put a sticker down either Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that area, since we will be traveling and there won't be a lot of time for other things to happen. So I don't have a problem covering up some of the area with a sticker. So I'll go ahead and drop this picture of hydrangea flowers in, and then I will grab a quote as well. This quote says, "I set clear boundaries for my well-being." And I did debate on whether or not I wanted to put some washi tape across Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but I did decide to just leave it alone. I might come back and add that in later, but I would like a little bit of that pinky purple up there. I just wasn't sure how to make it work without it looking forced, I guess is the right word. So I will think about that. And I do want to put one more cluster on the page. So I'm thinking either in that Wednesday area or maybe in that bottom corner on the right page. But when I originally bought that sticker sheet, I really bought it for this dog image, so I'm happy to be using it right now. I will drop in a quote with it that says I am transforming into the best version of myself. And again, just grouping that with a black box as well. And I did decide to put a little bit of this pinky purple washi tape up there. And now when I'm recording, I do think that I might go back and add a little bit in with that other grouping so that it's even across the page. But I was hoping that it was close enough to the line that's going across where I wouldn't have to add more. I may go back and do that after the fact. So I'm going to go ahead and drop in my meeting schedule for the week. I only have one meeting on Monday, at least so far. Actually, I have 2 meetings, but they're at the same time, so I'll pick the one that I need to be at. And then Tuesday is full of meetings, which is kind of a bummer since that is an in the office day and it's hard to get the physical work done that I need to get done when I'm sitting in meetings all day. So hopefully I can get to those physical things on Tuesday. Wednesday, I will also be in the office because I do have surplus in the morning. So I need to be there when they come to take the old equipment away. And then I have one meeting, and then I will probably stay there just to get, again, that physical work done. I am copying this all out of my Google Calendar because I have all of the calendars that feed into one Google Calendar that includes my personal calendar, each of the kids' personal calendars, my husband's personal calendar, the soccer calendar, the choir calendar, and any other events that we're involved in. They usually have a calendar that I can subscribe to, so that is all feeding into my Google Calendar. And then I also have my work calendar information pushed into my Google Calendar as well. So I can look at the Google Cal and just see everything that's happening for the week. I do enjoy copying it down because it makes me think through things. So when we decide whether or not my daughter needs to do tutoring this week, we can look at the calendar and see when that can fall, and then whether or not I need to take her, or my husband or my son need to take her. It just helps me think through the plan so that I can shuffle things as needed. Thankfully, now that the kids are a little bit older and my son can drive, that isn't as stressful anymore. And maybe at some point I won't need to copy it over like this, but I do like having it in my planner so that I can sit open on my desk. But Google Calendar is definitely a huge time saver for me. So let's jump over to the task page and get that decorated as well. I don't really use this top section other than to note big things that are going on so that I know what is taking my time away from my tasks. This week, a lot of soccer again. So those things will probably get written up there in that area eventually. But I also don't need a ton of area to write little things that add up to bigger things, if that makes sense. Just the big items will need to be written up there. So maybe a box or two, and then some of these images. And of course, don't forget the washi tape. So I got these two images down. I'm going to drop in this box, and then I will grab a quote that says, "This is my moment, my time is now." And I just want to make that grouping full. And for some reason, when I was looking at the quote straight, it just wasn't bringing it together for me. So I do go ahead and put it on a diagonal just to make things seem a little bit more pulled together. Maybe that's just in my mind or to my eye, but that's why I put that in a little bit crooked instead of putting it straight across. And then I will jump over to the other tasks page where I put all my post-it notes for the week. And I do like to decorate the bottom right-hand corner since I don't usually have as much household stuff on my goal sheet as I do my goal one, which is my making all the plans items. So there's usually a little bit of white space over in that bottom right-hand corner. So that's where I tend to put my decor. I am trying to use up some of these sticker sheets, so I would like to use the rest of the stickers on this Cactus Paper Company page, but I didn't really like how that little box was going to look over on the dotted tasks page, so I did go ahead and drop it in that important notes area. And then I also decided that I would just fill that with quotes and images and boxes. So I did go ahead and drop in another box, and then I will grab another quote that says, "I believe in myself and my abilities," after I finish looking through all of the sticker sheets. So unfortunately, I do have a hard time throwing stickers away, even if I don't think I'll use them. So hopefully once I finish this, I will be able to look through these stickers, and if there's only one or two left here and there, I'll be able to get rid of the sticker sheet, or I will at least consolidate the sticker sheets down. But I do tend to need a lot of stickers that coordinate in order to make my weekly packet work. So only having one or two stickers from a sticker sheet really is not helpful for me. So hopefully, again, I'll be able to go through this and actually take a good look at what I'll actually use and decide what needs moved forward and what doesn't need moved forward. My other hold up is a lot of these stickers are tiny for a big letter-sized planner, but I've also been debating on whether or not I do need something smaller. So that's the other reason why I haven't gotten rid of these stickers yet. I do think that eventually, even if it's not this year, it may be next year, I might go to another planner or agenda or something where it would make sense for me to have those smaller images. So let's go ahead and finish up this little cluster here in the corner. And the quote just says, "I breathe in confidence and exhale fear." And then I'll clean off my desk a little bit so that we can flip through and make sure I'm happy with how the spreads look for the week and make sure nothing needs added at this time. And then we will call it done until I lay out the plan for the week. So I'll get my meal planning done, and then I'll move over my tasks for the week, and then I will edit any calendar items and drop in my making all the plans tasks for the week. If you want to come along with me on that, it will be tomorrow's video. Otherwise, I hope everybody has a great Sunday and a great start to their week, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.